Today we'll be taking a look at the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2, so stay tuned. The first Xiaomi Mi Mix was introduced towards the tail end of 2016 and surprised many with its unique design and technologies. This year, the firm has released a successor, the Mi Mix 2, which has a similar design but a lot of different changes as well. As you can see, the box is quite muted with its matte cardboard finish, but has a little bit of a gold accent that kind of indicates or hints that this might be something special. And indeed, when you actually open the box for the first time, Xiaomi intends to give the user something special. And as you can see here, there is a special message in gold foil. I am not fluent in Chinese, so I did use a translator to give me a rough idea of what it says, and we can take a look at that here. Now, if that roughly translated message doesn't invoke some type of emotion in you, then, well, I guess we'll just have to move on to the unboxing of the handset. But there it is if you want to check it out. Otherwise, let's just get to it. Underneath the cardboard, we can see that there is the Mi Mix 2, the wall adapter, and also a USB cable. The wall adapter is your standard fare, nothing special. And then the USB cable is the same. Nothing special here, just your standard cable that you'd find. And then underneath the actual handset, there is a separate compartment as well that has a couple added things like the manual, which is a poster, which you'll see in a minute, and also a plastic case. Since the phone does only have a USB Type-C port and no headphone jack, it does include an adapter along with a SIM removal tool, and this is the hard plastic case that I was speaking of earlier, which is actually quite nice. So if you are purchasing this phone, you do not need to buy a case unless you're looking for something a little bit more beefy. But if you're looking for something that'll just protect you from surface scratches, the one that's included is fine, and it looks very nice and muted and should work quite well. Here you can see the instruction manual that gives you a brief overview of the phone, and as you can see, everything is gold, so there is like a black and gold foil theme. But overall, it looks nice. It's definitely different from other devices. Now here we can see the Mi Mix 2 booting up with its 5.99-inch 1080p display, which looks quite good. The bottom there is a slight chin that houses the front-facing camera. On the rear, we can see the black ceramic colorway with the gold accents once again. And this thing is a fingerprint magnet. It is running Xiaomi's MIUI version 8. There is an update to version 9. This is not the global version, so it is running a OS without any Google services. Pretty much as you'd expect, you can set up the phone in different languages. You have to agree to certain terms and conditions. And you can also add your fingerprint and change different options to customize or personalize the handset to your liking. There are a lot of other options in the settings menu. These are just basic changes that you can make when you first start up the phone. There is also a theme selector. Honestly, a lot of these themes look the same. There are slight differences with the icons. Something that you'll notice is that this is OS that does not have an app drawer. That's something that's quite common for phones that are produced for the Asian market. They do not have the app drawer. Some companies have made strides to include an option that will add an app drawer, like Honor and Huawei, But for Xiaomi, they do not typically sell to the US market. It is something that you have to purchase through a third party. So for their OS, they do not have that option available. It is just as you see here. There are plenty of icons with no app drawer. There is no way to hide it. You can always add a third-party launcher if you choose to, but that is, of course, up to you and up to the user. And as you can see here, the display looks excellent. It is an IPS LCD. Again, 5.99 inches, 1080p. And you can see that a lot of things here do not look familiar. Again, this is running a different kind of operating system. In order to download apps, you do have to get them from the Mi store. And if you're not familiar with that, you do need to create an account for that. You would need to flash the global ROM, which actually is quite an intense process. As you can see from this My Device screen, it does show you the specifications of the phone in great detail. It is running Android version 7.1.1 with a 1080p display measuring in at 5.99 inches. Snapdragon 835 processor with a 12 megapixel rear camera and a 3400 milliamp battery. This is the 128 gigabyte variant with 6 gigs of RAM. And as you can see, the OS is fairly up to date with Android security patches. This handset has not been updated out of the box. There is an update for it, but since I'm going to be flashing it to the global ROM, I figured I'd just leave it as is. The settings menu is fairly straightforward. Everything is pretty well organized. It doesn't look confusing at all. The one thing to remember is that this is the Asian model, so you do need to create a Mi account if you want to really do anything. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at the front here. So as you can see, the display is pretty nice. It looks really, really good. Near bezel-less design on the side. The chin does have a little bit of girth to it with the front-facing camera. The top end does not have any kind of, doesn't really have anything. I believe it has like a little mic on the left-hand side. That is the dual SIM slot on the left. And then on the rear, we have dual speakerphone grills. One is functional, the USB Type-C port. You will need an adapter for the headphones, which come in the box. And the power and volume rocker, both of these feel very solid. There is a nice tactile feedback to it. And then the rear of the handset, which you can see is a fingerprint magnet, but there is the camera, fingerprint sensor, dual LED flash, and then mixed design by Xiaomi. Looks fairly classy with the gold font. Again, a theme that is apparent throughout the packaging and the handset itself. And there's the front one more time. Now this concludes the video for the unboxing of the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to check out our coverage from CES, go ahead and hit those videos on the right. Rich Woods did some excellent work there. Otherwise, we'll be seeing you in the next video.